First thing, we'll just go over movement. On your, this is for VIVE users, of course, but on your non-predominant hand, in this video we will discuss, and in future videos we will refer to your prominent hand, non-prominent hand. If you're right-handed, that's your prominent hand. If you're left-handed, that's your prominent hand. So I'm right-handed, so my prominent hand is right. My non-prominent hand is left. So I take my non-prominent hand, my left hand for movement, and I push up on the D-pad. By pushing up on the D-pad, I'll walk. Now, as you're walking, you can see my hand. Wherever you point your hand, you're going to walk. It makes it very convenient when you're, going house to house or trying to keep your weapon in the air and go a different direction by keeping your gun up like this. So that's how you move. Now, if you tap it again like a double tap, see that? You start running. So again, your non-predominant hand, your left hand, and as you aim it, you'll go. So from a complete stop, you don't even need to press the D-pad. Just touch the D-pad, you'll start running. Press it, you'll start running. You don't even have to hold it pressed. After you press it, you can just keep your finger there, and you'll continue to move. And again, wherever you move your hand, you will go. Very simple. The movement is real nice. So that's basic movement. Again, just to recap, touch the D-pad up, I start walking. Again, wherever I point my hand, I'm going to go. Touch it again, and I'm running. And you're definitely going to want to run when you're going in between. Now remember, the faster you move, the more noise you make. Right now I'm making more noise than this, and if I crouch, I make even less noise. Crouching to move is probably the least noise you can make. And crouching is literally getting on your knee like this. I'm down on my knee now, and I'm crouching. I'm going a little slower, but it's much quieter. When you're trying to sneak up on someone. Same movement again, but I'm crouched. If you want to prone out, you literally lay on the ground. If you literally lay on the ground, you can move again, even a little bit slower, but you're making almost no noise at all. Okay? So that's basic movement. Real simple. It's all on your non-prominent hand on the D-pad. Now, your gear, as far as when you look down your gear, we'll talk about weapons first. The first thing to grab your weapon, you take your prominent hand, your right hand. I'm right-handed, on my right hand. And in between, on the inside of the controller, are the grip buttons. So you put it to your gun, and you grip. Now you've got your gun in your hand. Obviously, pulling the trigger will fire the gun. However, you need your gun to have stability. Otherwise, it does that. See how it's just out of control? Obviously, that's not going to work in combat. It's not going to work when you're trying to hit something or steady or aim. So you use your non-prominent hand, your other hand, you put it near that. Now I have mine set to proximity. In the settings of the game, you can set it to button or proximity. Proximity means that the moment I get this hand near that grip, it grabs it. I didn't do anything. Didn't push anything, didn't do anything. To get it off, I can pull it away. See that? Or you can push the grip button and it'll let go. Okay? Now, by holding it like that, now you can also, getting back to the settings, you can have proximity, which it just grabs it, or you can have it set to button, which means if I do this, all day long I can do that. It will not grab that weapon until I push the grip buttons, then it'll grab the weapon. Now, when you have the weapon steadied, obviously you can fire without the gun being out of control. Okay? So it's that simple. So, now, to put it back, again, the grip button, there it is. You want to grab the weapon, grip. You've got the weapon, and you fire. Simple as that. Same with your sidearm. In the settings, you can set your sidearm to be up here on your chest, on your waist. I like mine on my waist. Hit the grip button. I've got the weapon. Same thing with this. See, it starts going up. Again. Now you have stability. Okay? Now, reloading your weapons, simple basic weapons on your hand, right hand, your prominent hand that holds the gun, press down on the D-pad. It releases the magazine, okay? Now, some weapons, larger weapons, usually something like this, if I push down on the D-pad, it does not remove that clip. You see that? More complicated weapons, while you're pressing down on the D-pad to remove the magazine, you need to take your other hand, put it on there and pull the trigger to hold on to it. Now, that did it. See? Pressing down and pull the trigger to grab it at the same time. You've got it. See? Now, loading is the exact same process, holding it with the trigger. If I let go of the trigger, I just drop that. See? So I don't want to do that. So I'm holding on with the trigger and holding it. Now to arm the weapon, you push up on the D-pad. There it is. See? Down on the D-pad, up on the D-pad. A lot of times you don't even have to push up on the D-pad. It's in. Now, once it's in, you have to rack the gun. Like that. See there's racks right here? See the slide? Like that. Then, you're good to go. Now, method of fire. You've got method of fire. Okay? On your method of fire, well, let's do the pistol. We didn't finish reloading. So, to reload this, you look down at your belt. You see you have clips right here for your gun, magazines. With your trigger finger to grab, you grab it. Up on the D-pad, and you're good to go. Rack it, and you're good to go. Like that. And get real quick at this too. Okay. Now, what we're going to do now is anything on your belts, and this is a stun grenade. You've got regular grenades, which is a grenade. You've got a stun grenade, which is like a flash grenade. You throw it, it makes a flash, and anybody in that area that got near that flash is going to be blinded for about 10-15 seconds. It makes it nice if you know that an enemy's in a particular place. There's only one way in. You know they're sitting there just waiting, gun trained on the opening, waiting for you to walk through the door to shoot you. There's not a lot you can do. Something like this you could take, and again, I'm going to grab it with my trigger finger, which is the grab button, like that. You could throw this in there, boom, it blinds them for a few moments, maybe you have time to rush in. You take your other hand, and again, triggers, these are all triggers. You hit the, just like you're firing the trigger. I've got it, then I hit this hand with the trigger, and I pull the pin. Now I take it, and I throw it, like I just regular would throw it, and you let go of the trigger, it's going to release the grenade. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you what it's like to get hit with one of these. See? I'm basically blinded. And it only lasts for a few seconds. 10 seconds, maybe 15. It gets better. See now it's coming back a little bit, coming back. But it's very hard to really see what you're doing. So that's an opportunity where, you know, I'll give you an example. Let's say that we're going on a mission and there's one guy left. We can either kill him or get past where he is to finish the mission. And let's say that we know for a fact that he's in this building right here. Let's say that we know, we're standing right here, and we know he's in this room, and we know he's probably right there with a gun, basically sitting in this corner with a gun trained on this door, knelt down, just waiting. The second you even come near that door or into that door, you're done. He's going to kill you, okay? So that would be a situation where you could use, for instance, that flash. You could take it, you know, throw it in there, back up, get ready, boom, as soon as it goes off, enter the room, and fire, okay? You can do the same with a regular grenade, it's percussion grenade. So we've covered movement, we've covered weapons, we've covered, you know, items on your utility belt. When you get shot, there's different ways to get shot. If you get shot in the head, you're dead. That's it. One shot, you're dead. If the other person has full metal jacket, regular bullets, and you have body armor on, and he hits you in the body, it's going to do no damage to you. So if you've got a body armor, and a guy's standing right next to me, and he lights me up, it's not going to do anything to me if he hits me in the body. If he hits me in the head, you're dead, okay? Now, you can also sometimes be hit and not die. You can be wounded. And you'll know you're wounded, you'll see here, I'll show you. See? You can hear my heartbeat, my breathing's upbeat, I've got a little blackness in my vision. That means I'm injured. Now to heal myself, I can get the syringe, just like I would grab anything else, with the trigger. And I've got it in my hand. If I let go of the trigger, I'm going to drop the syringe. Put it into me, anywhere, as long as it goes in, and push down on the D-pad. And let's do that. And see? Now it went away, and I'm good to go. I can drop the syringe. Now I'm healthy again. Now sometimes you can get hit, and you're injured, and you can't move. You're just on the ground, motionless. That is when another teammate can come and use his needle on you, revive you, you'll be up and you'll be fine again. And then there's dead. So there's injured, you can heal yourself. There's critically injured, on the ground, can't do anything, but another teammate can use their needle and revive you. And there's dead. Mind you, when you are on the ground dying, so to speak. What'll happen is if you get injured so bad you're on the ground you can't move, I think you've got about 2 minutes, something like that. Eventually you will bleed out, die, what have you, and boom, you'll go back, you'll be out of the round, you'll be officially dead. During that time, someone can revive you. If they don't in time, you die. So that covers that. While you are on the ground, critically injured, you can use your radio. So let's talk about the radio. I take my dominant hand, my right hand, with nothing in it. I can't have anything in it. Okay, can't have anything in this hand. I put it up to my left shoulder, right here, my left shoulder, and I pull the trigger. Hear that? That's the radio. And I hold it while I talk. Testing 1, 2. I let go when I'm done. Hold it. Say whatever you want to say. Let go. So now that's how you can communicate with your teammates. If you're close to your teammates, if they're in proximity to you, you can see them, they're next to you, you can just talk, they can hear you. But remember, that's true for the enemy. If the enemy's somewhere and you're trying to sneak up on them and you've got a teammate with you and you're talking or even whispering, you know, hey, they're right there, let's go around, you go around this corner over, they can hear that. So remember that. Try to use hand signals, what have you. Just be quiet because they can hear you just like you can hear your teammates. The only time you need the radio is when they're far away from you. They could be anywhere on a map. They could be all the way on the other side of the map, and hitting that radio, they're going to hear you. Again, take your hand, left shoulder, pull the trigger, hold the trigger while you talk, let go. And you can do that while you're injured on the ground dying. Call out for help. Let the other guys know about enemy positions. Happens a lot. I'll be somewhere, I get shot, I'm on the ground, I know my guys are approaching, I know what their plan is. Here's a guy that's somewhere that we didn't expect him to be, crouched behind a log or a bush or a friggin' building or anything, and he's just waiting for them to come so he can kill him. I can get on my radio and say, hey, watch out, he's behind the tank, he's behind the helicopter, he's here, he's there, he's moving north, he's whatever. So remember, those are all good strategies to use. Anyway, again, let's just go over the reloading. It's out, so I just push down on the D-pad, pull the trigger, I've got the magazine, get rid of it, grab another one, trigger, hold up, there it is. Now, remember, you have to rack the gun, all guns. There it is, ready to go. Now, method of fire, okay? This, obviously, is automatic. I pull and hold the trigger, it continues to fire. Now, on my prominent hand, my right hand, on the D-pad, I click one time to the left. Did you hear the click? You should have heard it. Now, it goes to a different method of fire. Single shot. Now when I pull the trigger, it fires one bullet. Okay, left again on the D-pad, hear the click, back to fully automatic. Okay, out of ammunition, get rid of it, end the thing, rack the slide, simple as that. Kill myself. There I am dead. Now, I hope this tutorial helped. If you have any questions, please comment, ask questions. I'd be happy to answer them. Not a big deal. It's what I do. So, I can tell you though, if you're a beginner and you get into your loadout, this is your loadout screen, and you're a beginner, what I would do is I would pick automatic rifleman, go with the default G3 gun, to start. That's an automatic weapon. It holds a lot of bullets, and you're going to be a little bit safer and feel more into the game. You can start choosing other weapons, high-tech weapons, specialty weapons as you start to get better at the game. Attachment, I like holograph as far as sights. You can put a scope there, but remember, the scope takes some getting used to and looking through, and if you're just in combat running around, you can't just aim and fire because you're looking through the scope. It can be confusing. There's iron sights. I like holograph. The attachment, you can have a flashlight. 9 times out of 10, that's not going to help you because if you're in the dark, you don't want to use your flashlight. It gives away your position. You got the foregrip, which is the thing you can hold on to, gives you more stability on the gun. Sometimes you'll have a laser. Lasers are okay. Some people like them. Again, in the dark, you don't want to use it. I tend to use foregrip. This is your ammo. You've got full metal jacket. Great ammo, but you've got to, if someone has body armor on, you've got to hit them in the head to kill them. Hitting them in the body is not going to do anything. You've got Full metal jacket with tracers. That's just like, you know, you've probably seen, if you don't know what that is on TV even, or when you see these clips of wars and what have you, you see people shooting and you see the little light that's going with the bullet. That's what a tracer is. Every so many bullets you've got a tracer bullet, which makes a light so you can kind of see where you're hitting, where you're aiming. Again, it gives away your position though. Remember that if you're up on a hill hiding in a building and you start firing, people are going to know you're firing and from where. Then there's this particular gun does not have AP. For instance, CAP, that's armor piercing. With armor piercing bullets, you can fire, and even if they have body armor on, you're going to kill them. However, if you choose armor piercing, you only get 2 clips. If you choose full metal jacket, you get 4, I believe. You get a lot more though. So you have more ammunition, but full metal jacket, they got body armor on. Most people are going to have it on. I'm going to recommend that you have it on. You can't hit them anywhere but in the head. You got to hit them in the head to kill them. Long distance shots, that can be a lot more difficult. So this particular gun though that I'm recommending you start with, this automatic rifle, doesn't have that. But like you saw when I was in the demonstration, that thing, you press that trigger and that thing just opens up and starts firing. You can usually kill people, especially at closer ranges. Over here, you can set up grenade, smoke grenade, stun grenade, things we talked about. Secondary is just your sidearm. Here, different sidearms you can pick. How much difference there is between them all. But here's extra. You can have body armor. You can have night vision if it's a night map. You can have an extra syringe. You can have another smoke grenade, another stun grenade, or body armor. I recommend body armor. I choose body armor. And then once you've got all of this set up, the reason they have these loadouts 1 and 2 is because you can set these up and they'll save that. So now loadout 1 is always going to be this. No matter what I do, what game I go into, whatever I do, if I go to loadout 1, whatever setup I have saved here, it's going to keep it there and it's going to have it there every time. Loadout number 2, for instance, I could choose something completely different. Let's do an AKM with a scope and a flashlight, okay? Confirm loadout. Now, once that's saved, now if I go to loadout 1, exactly what we set up. Loadout number 2, what we set up again, this different gun, that, etc., etc. So that's how you can save it, so you can just boom, 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 and select things. Once you confirm loadout, you start the mission. We're in a just a training, target practice, mode, so it's going to bring us into the shooting range, as it did, see? So now here we are. Now, anytime you've got an accessory, a laser, a flashlight, what have you, you're going to take your non-dominant hand, your left hand, and you're going to use the trigger finger to activate it. So that turns on the flashlight. If it was a laser, it would turn on the laser. Turns it off, okay? Basic, the gun is just basic, same strategy, but you got the scope, and here's what I mean with the scope. I can't just hold it up and really see to aim. I've got to use the scope. You see that? So you're going to have, and that takes some getting used to, and you really have to look at it right. See, you have to look at it. It's a great thing to use, but it's not the fastest thing if you just want to point and shoot. Because you really got to make sure that you're on the target. It's great for far away, though. So again, out of ammunition. So I'm going to push down on the trackpad, grab the magazine, which it doesn't want to do. There it is. Get rid of it. Put it in. Slide the rack. Sometimes the slide's here, sometimes it's here, sometimes it's here. Every gun's a little different. You'll see it. Okay, so that's that. I think you got pretty much the hang of it. I think you're in good shape. Those are the basics and the movements. Remember, always take cover on things like this. Obviously, this is a smart move. If you're like this, they're only going to hit you if they hit you right in the head. And if you literally go down like this, they're not going to hit you. In the game mode, the only thing you can really shoot through are like bushes, hedges, things like that. Fences, things like that. You're not going to be able to shoot through them. Okay, so good luck. Again, if you have any questions, please comment me and I'll do what I can to help you answer the question. I think we've pretty much covered most everything. When you're bored, if you're sitting in a lobby like this, mess around and throw things around, pick things up, do whatever you want. You can even pick this thing up. I just found out the other day. Kind of weird. Look at that. Big old light. You can pick it up. Whoosh. Look at that thing. Throw it around. Anyway, okay. The only other thing is to remember in combat that one team's always attacking, one team's always defending. The best way to know, start this real quick, cancel, load out. One thing to remember, so you can always know who not to kill. You don't want to kill your own teammates. You can look at your hands. Your hands will always tell you what team you're on. That's how you'll know. So for instance, when I get in here, my hands are camouflaged. That means the guy's in black, I'm shooting him and I'm killing him. If they're okay, so we're going to test my editing ability, I believe, because I forgot two things in the basic instruction video that I just made, and that is the tablet and the knife. So let's see if I can edit this into the whole video and you wouldn't even know. So, okay, one issue is the knife. You do have a knife. The knife is similar to basically right where your radio is. If you remember, you take your predominant hand, I'm right-handed, pull the trigger, hello, hello, testing 1, 2, 3. That's your radio. You hold it while you talk. Now your knife is the exact same thing, except when you put your hand up to your chest like that, you don't pull the trigger like that, which is the radio. You do the grip buttons like you grip any weapon. Just like, look, you grip your gun, you grip your sidearm. Using those same grip buttons, you put your hand up to your chest, grip, there's your knife. Now, this knife is worthless. It will not hurt anything unless you pull the trigger. If you pull the trigger and hold the trigger and stab, you're going to stab somebody, including yourself. You can kill yourself. So again, we have the knife in our hand. Like any other weapon, the side grip buttons, we put it to our chest, we grip. It puts it back. We want to grab our gun, we grip. There's our gun. Grip, put it back. Sidearm, grip, put it back, grip. Just like any weapon at all weapons use the grip feature. You put it up to your thing, up to your chest, just like you would do the radio, and you grip. There's the knife. The knife is only effective if you pull the trigger and hold it while you're using it. If you stab somebody, it'll do nothing. If you pull the trigger, hold the trigger, and stab somebody, it will stab them. You can stab yourself. Be careful. We're going to put the knife back. Now, a very important part of the game in game mode is your tablet. Your tablet is going to give you a lot of information. Now, the way that you access your tablet is you take your predominant hand, I'm right-handed, your right hand, you put it behind your back to about your waistline, right about your waistline, almost if you were going to cuff up, and then you push the menu button, which is the button above the D-pad. So not the D-pad, right above the D-pad there's a button. You take your right hand, you place it behind your back, at the middle of your back, at the waist, pull that and you'll hear a click. Listen, did you hear that? Now you have it. Now in your hand is your tablet. There it is. To put it back, same thing. Behind your back, start button, tablet's gone, makes the click. And that's how you'll know. So you'll put your hand back there sometimes and click and nothing will happen. You know you haven't grabbed it, so push it again. So here it is. Okay, now there's a lot of information not on here because we're in shooting gallery mode. However, here's what it is. Green is us. That's me. Now, if you are playing and you have 1, 2, or 3 team members, you will see them on there as well in green. Okay? You will always be able to see them if they're on this map, and this map is pretty much most maps. But anyway, you can see your teammates there. So if you're in a building and you look across and you see a guy crouching in a building across the street in the second story, you can't tell if it's your team or not. You just can't see what color he is, or you can't see anything. You could always whip out your tablet, and if that guy is not on your radar as green, he's not a friendly. Kill him. Okay? Now, if you have a friendly that is down and injured and needs to be revived, they will show up in red. So if you look anybody on this map and they're red, they need to be revived. If you choose, you can go to them and revive them. If they're not, once they're dead, they are not on this map. So if you look at your map and you're the only one there, your teammates are dead. Okay, the other issue that you use this tablet for is the objective. In every match, one team is protecting, one team is attacking. And when you attack, the way you win is you go to the objective, which is a satellite dish, and you put in a code. So when you first start the game, you go to the tablet and you press a button that'll say code, and it'll tell you the code, 4473321. I memorize it in the beginning, makes it easier and quicker in the middle of gameplay, but you could look at it when you're there if you have time. So then you go, when you get to the objective, you push a button that says send uplink. It'll say send, and you press that button and you put in that code and you hit send, and you've won the round, victory. The difference is if you win the objective, you get 2 points for that round. If you just kill everybody, the round's over, but you only get 1 point as a team. So again, when they play team modes, they usually play the best out of 7, and the first person to 7 points wins. So if you have an opportunity to get the objective, you're going to get 2 points instead of 1. It's a lot. Okay, so that's the issue with the tablet. Again, the only other issue is navigating. This white circle on the tablet is the objective. So that would take me to the objective if I went to it. Now, one of the things you can do is see how it's at 60 degrees? Look at that. Now look at your watch. You have a watch. This watch, when you're in gameplay, is going to tell you how much time is left. Because if time runs out and you're not dead or they haven't got the objective, you win. So it's going to tell you the time, but it also tells you your the degrees. See that? So I know the objective is I have to walk towards 60 degrees. Sorry, 60 degrees. So I look at my watch. So what I usually do is I'll go like this. I'll take my hand and I'll make a line 60 degrees, and I'll look at my watch and put it on 60, which is about right there, and it's accurate. See that? So now I don't need to keep pulling the tablet out in gameplay to know which way to go to the objective. I simply look at my watch, I go to 60 degrees, I know I need to go that way. That's a big key right there. That's a tip. Most people don't even know that. Even advanced players, they don't even think of that. That's a very good thing. So to run down real quick again, weapon control, like any weapon. Grip to grab the weapon, grip to release the weapon. I grip the gun, I grip the pistol. My knife, I go up to my chest, just like on the radio, but I grip. There's the knife. Knife's only effective if you pull and hold the trigger. I'll kill myself at the end of the round so you can see. Put it back. The tablet, lower of your back at your waist, push the start button, which is the button above the D-pad. There's your tablet. It's going to tell you how much time's left in the match, whether you're attacking or defending. It's going to tell you the code if you're attacking, so that when you get to the objective, you can punch the code in and win the thing. And it also tells you the coordinates of the objective, which is at 60, which can coordinate with your watch, which saves you time and can actually keep you alive, because you have to disarm to pull up the tablet. You have to put your weapon, which is the only thing keeping you alive, and your brain, down and grab the tablet. And I can't tell you how many people get shot looking at their tablet and can't defend themselves. So that's the recap. We're going to see how good I edited it in. I'll take a couple shots real just to show you my skill. Look at that. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, let's go on a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to kill myself with a knife. So you guys have a good one. Until the next video, see you later. I'm dead.